Good morning. Yes, all are happy and healthy. I told you in my last class to exercise and eat healthy foods, isn't it? So, healthy mind can always think healthy. Okay, once your internal body is healthy, so the thoughts process which interrupt you will be healthy. Okay, so we in my last class we did the revision 1, that was lesson number in 1 in civics, and first lesson civilization in history. 2 lessons we did. In this session we will do the river valley civilization part 2. Okay, so I would like to tell you to open page number 28. So in river valley civilization, so first comes Mesopotamia. So Mesopotamia, the name itself, or the modern times, the great civilization was about 500 BC ago. Okay, Mesopotamia means land between two rivers. Which are those two rivers? Euphrates and Tigris are the two rivers. Okay, about 150 years back, archaeologists discovered this clay tablets with strange words. Henry Rawlinson was a great archaeologist. Okay, then the civilization was from 5000 BC to 500 BC. Clay tablet means a flat surface made up of clay with words cut on written it. Disappear means to convert from a code to a plain text. Okay, Sumer region. The lower part of the Mesopotamian valley was called Sumer region. And the people who are living in Sumer are called Sumerians. So it is also called as Sumerian civilization. Okay, religious dominance. So priest were the kings, priest king type of a religious they had. From very beginning, each city state had its own god. So the tradition of worshipping many gods continued even during times of empires in Mesopotamia. Okay, the chief gods worshipped here are Enlil, Marduk, Assur, Ishtatar. Sumerians had built many temples of gods. These were called jaggerads. Jaggerads are nothing but the temples. So when you see, they had the astrologers who observed the planets and stars also, and they kept on their eye on the trade and commerce also. So Mesopotamians believed life after death. So they also thought that there is a life after death. So next is 3 social classes. One is upper class, middle class and lower class. So occupation and craft. Occupation means the work, nature of work, and craft are the handmade work what they used to make. So they made rich soil, that is silt soil that they get from river, and agriculture was the main occupation of the people. Produced wheat, barley, pulses and vegetables and fruits. That was the main crop of Mesopotamians. Okay, then the ornaments made up of gold, silver and copper. There were blacksmiths who made tools, implements, weapons, including helmets and armories. Hammurabi and his code of law. The famous king was Hammurabi and his code of law. What was his code of law? Hammurabi was a great king of the Mesopotamians. He ruled during the period 2067 BC to 2025 BC. One of his greatest achievements was the code of law. So his code was very famous. Hammurabi's code was very famous. So the main features of Hammurabi's code of law are his laws or code covered every aspect of life. These laws were 282 in numbers. The code recognized the division of society into rich men, poor men and slaves, and prescribed different punishments for different classes for the same crime. Okay, the main principle of the code was that the strong shall not injure the weak. The strong shall not injure the weak. That was the main code. The code also contained rules about family life, trading, treatment of workers. System of writing, they have written somewhere in 4000 BC by drawing pictures. Okay. They wrote on tablets clay with the help of reed or bone. They used the reed and bone to write. Okay, cuneiform script. It is known as cuneiform script. Okay. Like Urdu language it was. So cuneiform means the system of writing used most extensively in the ancient Middle East. Stylus, sharp point used to make grooves on a hard surface. Stylus means a very sharp object which can be able to write on a hard surface. Growth of knowledge. Mesopotamians made a great contribution in the growth of knowledge. Okay. So 30,000 tablets they have found. The Tilo library was perhaps the first library of the world. It is considered to be the first library. Tello library is considered to be the first library. From these tablets, it appears that Mesopotamians were interested in literature, especially in the stories, poems, hymns. So the Epic of Gilgamesh is world famous. Okay, their literature was very famous, and the Epic of Gilgamesh is said to be the world famous, like how our Bhagavad Gita and all famous books are there, no? So Mesopotamians had interest in the mathematics as well. 60 was an important number, so we called it as a sexagesimal counting system was 60. So sexagesimal they used to call, it was very important. They considered the number 60 as very auspicious or very good number. The Mesopotamians were quite good in astronomy too. There was an observatory almost in every city. From there, they studied the planets and stars and gave names to these. Egypt, the gift of Nile. Egypt is a large country located in the eastern part of Sahara Desert in North Africa. Except for the narrow stripe of fertile and stretched along the banks of river Nile, the rest of the country is desert. The Nile is the great boon of Egypt. With the help of canals, dikes and reservoirs all along the course river Egypt. So in Egypt, Nile is called as a gift. Gift of Nile we call the river Nile for the Egypt, because Egypt is a country wherein it is covered with most of the part is covered with desert area. So desert getting water is very difficult and survival is also very difficult. So Nile is the river which is boon. Boon means Ashirvada. It is a God gifted. Okay. So it is called gift of the Nile. Egypt is said gift of the Nile because of the river Nile. So developed during the civilization developed in 3000 to 2000 BC during the Middle Kingdom. Okay, that is 2000 to 1500 BC. But the 18th century BC, Egypt was overrun by the invaders and Hyksos. They ruled over Egypt and short period soon the Egyptian king regained their land. Someone took, his name was Hyksos, for a very short period, and then Egyptian again regained the same. So Egyptian society, how was the society? The society was very clear cut classes in the Egyptian society, but it was an integrated society. The highest in the rank was the king. He was called the Pharaoh. So king was the highest and he was called as the Pharaoh. Okay. He had absolute powers. His word was law. None could disobey him. Like this, the king was very strong. Then occupation in craft. What was their occupation? Their occupation was, ancient Egyptians used agriculture only. and the floods of water Nile used according to their need. Okay, engineers and mathematicians of Egypt of those days dug canals, made a reservoir to store water and dikes. Okay, the main crops they grew were wheat, barley, millet, flax, cotton, fruits like apples, dates, peaches, figs, as well as vegetable. So these are the main crops, as their occupation depends mostly on the agriculture, and during the flood hit time also they were managing the crops during the flood hit. So these maize, flax and millet, these are the main occupations. And the domestication of animals, so which are they? The cows, pigs and sheep and donkeys were the domesticated animals. Okay, horse was used by them for drawing the chariots during the war and peace. Horse was used from that period of time. Why? Because horse gives that tendency to the one who rode it. So the chariots are ratha. So if you have a chariot, ratha, they were using the horses for their fights for the sake of peace. Then their trade or commerce was in a very high level. They used even donkeys, camels for this trade and commerce, and jewelry, glassware. The pharaohs, the nobles or the kings were exporting the cloth and gold, silver made items during that time. Religion, so they worshipped nearly 2200 gods in their kingdom. Okay, and the god, and there was not only the male structure of the statue which they worshipped, it was famous the lady structure, goddess, that was also worshipped by Egyptian. So then the floods, Nile river is also called, till now also it is called the river which brings floods every year. So they were very much having the awareness about this river. And the snake, hawk and jackal, bull were the animals. Okay, cow also been worshipped by Egyptians. Okay, Egyptians thought that there was a life after death. So even the Mesopotamians and Harappan and these all civilization believed that there is a life after death. So they made a mummies. Mummies means after death. I told you how they cover the body, and they kept whatever that body requires. Like we are now alive, we are living, we have a life. So what we require? We want food, we want clothes, we want perfume, we want many things, isn't it? We want comb every day to comb our hair, isn't it? So same way, life, when they believed there is a life after death, they kept these all things for the death, those who are dead inside that. So Egyptian thought there was a life after death and believed that both the body and soul lived after death, and they expected the body, virtues, man come back after the life, and they took a great preserve the dead bodies, preserving. I told you, making it in the sense of mummies. They made the mummies. Okay, their art, architecture and sculptures. So the pyramid, sphinx and temples were the basic and the main sculptures and architecture you can see. Egypt pyramids, still they are very famous, world famous. It is one in, like we count the 7 wonders, it is one among the 7 wonders. So Kufa and Khafre, these are the 2 famous pyramids. So Sphinx, if you want Sphinx, it is the Sphinx at Giza, that is 241 feet long and 65 feet high. So when you take the temples also they build. Karnak temple, which is in Abu Simbel. Okay, so next comes the hieroglyphic script by the Egyptian. So we are in Mesopotamian we learnt pictographic, and here it is hieroglyphic. So what it includes? The script includes the art of writing. So the script is called hieroglyphic script or the sacred writing. They told it as sacred. Sacred means what? Pavitravada ಒಂದು baraha. So it was the hieroglyphic script disapplied by the Champollion, who was a great French despierer, and it was a type of picture writing. It was a like a picture writing, you can see in the textbook. They have made some designs, some dolls, so that dolls and those pictures were depicting the words what I want to write. I make a design of it, isn't it? So when you write angle, so you can make a triangle. If I want to write triangle ABC, so I make a triangle ABC, or I write L triangle ABC, or the angle ABCs. That is a pictographic. So same way they used here the pictographic. Okay, the tree called papyrus, the present word paper is derived from the word papyrus. The contributions of Egyptian was made the pyramids and solar calendar. Seeing the sun, they created their own calendars. Okay, and the arithmetic, geometry, they were the first to measure the triangles. Okay, measurement of the triangles means 3 angles. They developed the decimal system, counting and special represent of units and tens and hundreds and thousands. Okay, how to make them ones, tens, hundreds, like that. Okay, they knew the chemical that could preserve bodies for a long. So if a dead body is there, they can preserve for a long. They were knowing the chemical which can protect the body, which can decompose. Okay, there is something called decompose. The skin decomposes, so that decomposition can be stopped for time being. That preserving chemical was with them. Okay, next is Huanghe civilization. So Huanghe civilization, the civilization was 4500 years ago, and this is the Chinese civilization. Huanghe means Chinese. Egypt is Mesopotamian. So this civilization flourished in the basin river China. So the river name itself is a Huanghe. When we say Indus Valley, so there was a Sindhu river, so they cannot pronounce it, so it became Indus Valley civilization. Nile is Egypt, so Huanghe river civilization is also called the Huanghe civilization. So the climate and this valley is an ideal place for the settlement, so that the farmers can settle there. People and the society. The society in China was divided into classes, the emperor class and the other classes. Okay, the scholars, merchant, artisans, okay, nobles, craftsmen, like that. Occupation, they also did the agriculture as their main occupation. Agriculture was the main occupation. And the craft, what craft did they do? They did the carpentry, woodwork, yes, bronze casting, large scale business, Shang under the Shang dynasty. Okay, the silk routes and the production became the world famous. The silk production from China, it started from China and became world famous. Okay, Chinese developed paper. Making paper became another important occupation of the people during that period. Now architecture. So the Great Wall of China is famous, and it was from the Huanghe civilization. It is also one of the world famous. Okay, then the trade and commerce. So the countries like Egypt, Greece, Rome and Iran, India, others on the Mediterranean Sea. Okay, they also developed, Chinese also developed in the sea route. The main exported item was tea, silk and silk products. The religious belief, Chinese religion is one of the oldest forms of religion. Evidence of burial practices has been dated as early as 5000 BCE. Okay, burial means they were having the burials inside. So Confucius was one of the again most famous, greatest philosopher of China, and he made many changes. Science and technology also developed. Chinese invented the seismograph, okay, which can predict the seismograph can predict the earthquakes. Seismologist also be called. Even the marine, they invented the marine compass which can show them. So Vedic period already I have finished. So Vedic period, there are 4 Vedas. Rigveda, Samaveda, Yajurveda and Atharvana Veda, according to which the social conditions of those people during that time and the family status of women. Okay, so the classes division of the society, the Brahmins, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas and Shudras were the four classes in the society. Okay, and the Vedas, okay, the Mahabharata and Ramayana was one of the famous, world famous you can say. So Vedic age, roughly 1000 to 600 BC, that age can be spelt as Vedic age. So Veda is a Sanskrit word which means knowledge. Veda means knowledge. So the small group of village was called Vish. Okay, a small family, same community or same family is called Gram. So they divided into Gram and Vish. Okay, so they had a Grihapati. The head of the family is called Grihapati. Okay, women held an important position during that period also. Okay, they were taking part in and processing pujas, joined the husband during that time, and there was no parda system. Okay, there was no you have seen Gujarati and Marwadis, no, they put a parda, and in Muslims they put a burqa. So that system was not there in Vedic period. Okay, and they were very much good in their hymns. Okay, and women could choose their own husbands in the ceremony called Swayamvara. They used to call the men and they used to do the Swayamvara, and woman had the legacy or had that powers to choose her own husband. Okay, division of the society. Aryan was divided into four, that was Brahmins, the Kshatriyas, Vaishyas and Shudras. So according to them their work was also divided. So games and amusements. The Aryans found a time for games and amusement, hunting, horse racing, chariot racing, wrestling, dancing, music and dice gambling were their favorite. Economic life was agriculture, domestication of animals. Okay, they domesticated cattle rearing. Okay, that was there. And Agneya, the cow was called Agneya. Injuring the cow or killing the cow was prohibited from since that time. Trade and commerce, they called Nishka. The trade is called Nishka, was also in use during these days. Trades were carried on mainly on land, but sea trade was also unknown to them. They were not knowing sea, only land. Okay, in terms of cow, they were exchanging their goods intending the cows. I will give you rice, you give me the cow, like that. And those who have cows, highest number of cows, was considered to be the richest man or richest person of that particular grama or vish. Okay, use of metals. The discovery of iron was a great contribution of this period. They have discovered iron. Being the harder and stronger metal than copper and bronze, the Aryans used iron for making different types of tools. I told you, tools they can make with the help of iron. Iron proved very helpful in their economic life, giving them superior armories. Armories means arms. And equipped with better quality weapons like swords, arrowheads and spears. So other occupations during the Rig Veda was potters, weavers, carpenters, jewelers, iron and goldsmiths, leather workers, metal crafts, okay, chariot makers. These all are also considered to be the other occupations. Now Gurukuls. Guru means the teacher. So they were living in Gurukuls. The higher kings, nobles, kids were kept in the Gurukulas, where the Guru has not taken any money from the kings. They are not paid to him. They have to strive for their livelihood, and they should learn all the Vedas, hymns and archeries with the help of Guru only. Okay, and Guru Dakshina was being given or asked at the end of their education. So religious beliefs and practices. So they believed God, but believed that ultimately there was one God. Aryans were religious, they worshipped, they believed that there is one God. They did the yajnas and a gift or the dakshina after yajna was performed. Okay, they have to give some gift. So Varuna, they prayed to the Varuna and Indra. Varuna is what? The sky god. Indra means rain god. They worshipped Varuna and Indra. Their political life, the king was a superior. Under him Grams, Vish and Jana. Okay, so this all is to come. And Bali, voluntary gift, the king was given. If they feel happy or they want to give any gift to king, they were giving. The name given for it was Bali. Bali became a regular tax. Some after some times this Bali, it was voluntary they were giving, but after that it became shulkas, tax. Okay, so next is minister, advisors and officials. Okay, the Purohita, that all religious matters and those relating to a moral conduct. Senani, Gramani, these were the headmen who helped the king in looking after the village. So the Sabha and the Samitis. The assembly is called Sabha, Samiti. Sabha was small selected group of elders and families. This could called the council of elders of the village. The Sabha was in direct and close contact with king. Samiti on the other hand consisted, and the Samiti was thus this general assembly, Sabha and Samitis. Okay, the Vedic literature and science, Ramayana, Mahabharata was the famous. Okay, Anka Ganita, Bija Ganita, algebra, these all were the mathematical calculations like cubes, cube roots, square roots and under roots. Concept of zero was known to the Vedic period, people of Vedic period. During the Vedic period, astronomy was well developed. So Aryavarta, the later Vedic age. So what will happen? The Sapta Sindhu region, the northern plains or northern India, was occupied by the Aryans. Okay, and the later Vedic period span of 1000 BC to 600. The most of our knowledge this period is drawn from the later Vedic literature produced during this period. These include the sutras and Vedangasas. Okay, so the Upavedas, the 6 darshanas, school of Indian philosophy, Puranas, Dharma, Shastras, and especially the 2 great epics, namely Ramayana and Mahabharata. Okay, these were written in this period of time. Impact. So what was the impact? The Sanskrit language, its phonetics, okay, derivations developed during this age. Aryans cleared the forest and gave an agrarian base Indian economy which remains so till today. Philosophy of Vedas, Upanishads and ideals set forth by the 2 epics Ramayana and Mahabharata. Okay, the god of later Vedic period like Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva, Rama and Krishna were worshipped till today. Okay, and even the yajnas were performed till today. The teachings of Lord Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita continue to inspire people with its philosophy of selfless action. Okay, whatever the Lord Krishna has taught, it still now it is being taught today. Okay, so Indo-Aryans, the Indo-Aryans originally lived in Central Asia. Social life, Brahmina, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudras. Economical life, main occupation agriculture, trade and commerce. Political life, king, Purohita, Senani and Gramani. So here your portion completes, the revision portion completes for your midterm exam. Now you have to study and make yourself ready for your exams. I hope everyone will write the exam on their own. Okay, so start studying, children, and I will ask what you mean Gramani, what you mean by Senani from middle of the lesson also for 1 mark questions, isn't it? So you should be 2 marks also. For any question I can ask it. Okay, you have to be very much prepared with the lesson end questions. Simultaneously inside the lesson also. So all questions are not covered here. So I can ask other questions also. So all the best children, write well. Thank you for watching me.